It's March 1944, and we are in the middle of World War II. This is the view from Naples, but this isn't the first time the people of Naples have witnessed such a powerful event. It's not a bomb, it's Mount Vesuvius erupting.
Of the many eruptions, the most famous is undoubtedly the one that buried Pompeii in 79 Anno Domini. In just 15 minutes, the city was overwhelmed with over 1,000 lives lost. Pompeii was immortalized, frozen in time, just as we see it today. It's a 3D snapshot of life 2,000 years ago.
More recently, the town was set on fire again, but this time it was a blessing. The legendary Pink Floyd performed here, first in 1972, and then their guitarist David Gilmour returned in 2016 at the ancient Roman amphitheater in Pompeii, where gladiators once fought.
Today, Pompeii welcomes around 4 million visitors a year, and we were among them. Mount Vesuvius, looming 25 kilometers from Pompeii, stands ominously behind the ancient temples, and seeing it there is enough to provoke a sense of awe and fear.
The city was founded about 2,800 years ago, and what led to its development and prosperity was its proximity to the sea and its strategic position at the mouth of the Sarno River. Its layout features the typical Roman grid of cardins and decumati.
We recommend starting your visit at Porta Marina, named because it faces the sea. We used the official Pompeii app featuring a handy map to get around the site. We also used the free audio guide from the Frescoes app to learn more about the place.
The first massive building we encountered was the Basilica, the most imposing structure in Pompeii with its grand columns. It was one of the major meeting places in the ancient Pompeii. Right after, we entered another iconic spot in the town, the Forum, with the remains of the Temple of Jupiter. This was the main square, the political, economic and religious heart of Pompeii. Walking down Via dell'Abbondanza, we approached the building of Eumachia. The town of Pompeii is incredible. It really feels like moving in a town as we know them, despite it comes from more than 2,000 years ago. It's incredible to see how here, for example, the gate is original, and this gives you an idea about how everything was meant to be. So basically you couldn't see anywhere this kind of opus rectum, this clay bricks, but all marble covering everything, and be magnificent.
Next, the Temple of Vespasian caught our eye. The building was still unfinished when the volcano erupted. At its center stands an altar once used for animal sacrifices. Walking along Via delle Terme, we visited the Pompei Bath, a small and elegant complex divided into different sections, including a sauna and the Tepidarium, where the walls radiated heat. The space is characterized by the Telamoni statues, which, like Atlas, support the pillar of the ceiling. At the era without internet, people were putting this floor one by one, piece by piece.
Finally, we arrived at the famous house of the tragic poet, which greets the visitors with the iconic mosaic Canem, Beware of the Dog. We also found some old bakeries, a fascinating glimpse into daily life. Many of these were built after the earthquake of 62 Anno Domini. The bread business here in Pompeii was huge. There were more than 30 bakeries in the town, and the many houses after the earthquake were reconverted to become bakeries. And people were often living at the second floor. Here we can see the oven there. To the house of the Faun. Next stop, the house of the Faun. This was the largest house in Pompeii, preserving the highest concentration of ancient mosaics in the world. The most famous is the Alexander mosaic. The house is named after the small statue of a faun in the main atrium. Here we found something very interesting. These are original lead pipes buried into the walls. These were serving the house, And what we found very interesting is that this comes from a system of 3 independent lines. One was for the baths, one was for the private houses, and one was for the public wells. It's very interesting that when there was a shortage, the order in which the water was cut off was following a democratic order. First from the bath, then from the private houses, and at last from the public wells, so that everybody until the end could get to the last available water. Very interesting.
We are so happy we found the water fountain.
Afterward, we reached the house of the Vettii, famous for its depiction of Priapus, the god of fertility, nature and gardens. The family who lived here became wealthy quickly and unexpectedly, and Priapus, with his large phallus on a scale, symbolizes the wealth that trade brought to the house. The walls are decorated with enchanting frescoes, including erotic scenes. In Pompeii, sex and love were celebrated as a joy and a way to keep off evil.
After the catastrophic eruption, many bodies were buried under the ashes, preserving them in their final moments. It's fascinating to learn about the technique used to create these statues. They're actually casts. The last stop on our exploration was the ancient Villa of the Mysteries. Here, splendid frescoes cover the walls, depicting scenes of an initiation ceremony into the cult of Dionysus. Research has revealed that the red color we see today was originally a golden shade, which turned red due to the heat of the eruption. Unfortunately, we couldn't fit more into one day, but we truly soaked in the history of this incredible place. Maybe one day we'll return to see the rest.
We are at the end of a very long day.
Exhausting, beautiful, and day. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe.
Especially subscribe.
It helps us bring quality content and stay motivated. Thank you so much for watching and happy travels!